synthesis. And when the universe became transparent to light, then the Milky Way took form. Then there was no need for light on Zombaling, for the gods emitted the pure light from their own bodies. Then the Creator was in the form of a man without bones. Then the gravity of galaxies slowed the expansion of the universe. Then were units of matter. Then Pangu died and parts of his body became parts of the universe. Then there was recombination, local contraction. Then the supreme god of Ometioto, being both masculine and feminine, spawned 4 children. Then Ra created his wife Hathor, with whom he had a son, Horus, who married Isis. Then Atum took his penis in hand to obtain the pleasure of orgasm thereby. Then Ayuasas was lady of the vulva and hand of God. Then Oro introduced disorder into the world by committing incest with his mother Earth. Then the first menstrual blood came from this union, as well as Yeban and Andumbulu, the spirits of the underworld. And there was violent relaxation. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. Heart of sky only says the word earth, and the earth rises like the mist from sea. And Bumba vomited up the sun, and the sun dried up some of the water, leaving land. And when the earth was made, it fell down from the sky. Earth, hills, and stones all fell down from the sky. And the earth rose up like a mountain, and she used many colors of earth, which she mixed with saliva. And his spit was the oceans, and his phlegm was the earth. And denser elements sank to the earth's core. And the king above the sky said, "Punch the holes in the earth, the water will drain away." Creating power then took many animals and birds from his great pipe bag and spread them across the earth. First came self-promoting chemicals, and then the fat-frond membranes, and then came the green algae colonies of sea, and then the oxygen, 8-faced air to make winds and breeze, air filled with sounds and carrying oceans. And from the protozoa came the animal, and from the bacteria came the plant. Then from the fungi came came from the fungi. Then came the corals and the sponges and the anemones. Then came the arthropods, from which came the fruit fly. Then the mollusk, from which came the bees. And then came the vertebrates, the jawless fish. And then came the nautilids in the Devonian age of fishes. And then came the amphibians from the coelacanth. And then came the birds from the coelacanth. And after the flowering plants came the bees, and after the bees came the snakes, and after the snakes came the ants, and after the ants came the creodonts, and after the creodonts came the primates, and after the primates came the songbirds, the parrots, the loons, the swifts, and then came the butterflies and the moths, and came the grasses, and came the marsupials, and came the pigs and cats from the coelacanth, and came the deer, and came the hyenas, the bears, the giraffes, and then came the tree sloths, the hippopotami, the zebras, the elephants, the lions, the dogs, and then came the mammoths, from which came nothing at all. Don't hesitate. There was the beginning of stereo vision. There was a man who went out crying, "Hawk, hawk, hawk," and the dogs came hurrying out from the hummocks. When Neanderthal man considered the mysteries of the world, Homo sapiens came next to replace him. And Optala, being drunk, fashioned imperfect figures, and one figure made way of clay, earth, sand, water. Zame made a new man, one who would know death, and the man who would know death made a woman from a tree, and in the trees lived arboreal primates, and the first man, Muetisi, became the moon and the morning star became our ancestors, and our ancestors answers were cut up into very small pieces, and the eyes were perceived light and the color and depth. Then the gods split humans in two, making them each search for their lost half. Then some degree of sperm competition took place. Then Eve of the rib was adorned in jewelry. Then a brother and sister were locked in a yellow wooden drum. And the stones that they threw became men, became women. Then the three sons of war found two stems of wood, which they shaped into a woman and into a man. And language was used to praise out of sky brightly. And mankind discovered the knowledge of history and nature, of minerals, vegetables, animals, and elements, the knowledge of logic and the art of thinking, the sciences of gratification and those of utility, the art of remembering and pure mathematics, the science of physics, the science of medicine, the science of botany, the science of chemistry, the knowledge of politics, the knowledge of alphabets, the knowledge of magic, and the science of God, the knowledge of virtue and the mechanics of poetry, the science of laws and the science of commerce, metaphysics of bodies and the transcendental geometry, the dynamics, the hydraulics, the optics, the dioptrics, the acoustics and grammar, music, cosmology, geography, orthography, chronology, zoology, physiology, pathology, astrology, areology, and more. Then there was promiscuity, and monogamy, and polygamy, and polyandry, and polygonandry. Then Maishi and Maishiani fulfilled their desire. The whole earth was heavy, and then Yahweh rested. And Pangu felt lonely, and hard sky felt lonely with the loneliness that ends the words. Who can understand the loneliness of gods? Yahweh was lonely, and Oko was lonely, lonely like a walk, and lonely like a lot. Loneliness was old in all, each and each and each of every surroundings, surrender to selves that speaking a simple word, snapping two fingers, or just thinking a thought. Lift loneliness and divide it in portions so that every electron, as lonely as it flies around its lonely nucleus, the nucleus, the heart of this. But the universe continues to expand and distend, indifferently. And Abtala settled down with the cat for company and grew bored with his routine. And humans evolved from the same clay as lemurs, rabbits, and rodents. He decided to create beings like himself to keep him company. In the beginning, there was no one to praise God's glory. The sun bearer hauled the sun across the sky on his back. The woman who fell from the sky rested on turtle's back. God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work. The arrow of time points to the heat depth of the universe. The whole earth was heavy, and then Yahweh rested. Relaxation is the settling of a system into equilibrium. Resting. Pangu laid down, and resting, he died. and rain.